So my friend at work, Matt, recently got married, and his wife bought him this hip flask as a wedding present. It's really nice, actually. Our adventure begins 5th to 7th, 2025, and because they're both into mountain skiing stuff. But it's a really good quality hip flask, and so he asked if I would make a cover for it. So I've come up with this, which I think is actually better than the ones that were selling on the website, because the ones that were selling were simply like that, whereas I've added the little strap as a keeper. So forget your Einsteins and your Oppenheimers. This guy Matt is the most intelligent man I've ever met. However, that makes it even more shocking that he didn't realise it was bad luck to hand over an empty hip flask. So I'll have to put something in it for him to return it so he can have a little bit of Irish. So I'm going into work tonight and I'll leave it in his drawer for him. I'm pretty pleased with that, even if I say so myself. I hope he is. Hopefully that'll protect it for many years to come. Enjoy.
Well, hello again, folks. Welcome back to another exciting, fun-filled camping trip. So we're actually on the A12 at the minute, heading towards I don't know. It's basically the other side of Hanningfield Reservoir, which I think I might have shown you in some previous videos. Yeah, I wanted to actually go the back roads, the country roads, because they're just a bit more pleasant to ride, but there's a road closure for road works for a new road that's going in for a new housing estate. Apparently somebody found a green field that was left in Essex, so it needed a new housing development built on it. Yeah. Anyway, it's still all grey now. It was really nice this morning. I don't think we're meant to get any rain today, but it's just that muggy, sort of humid type of weather. So this campsite that we're heading to, it's a new one for me. It's classed as wild camping, but I don't think it is really. I think it's 10 or so pitches in a little woodland, so yeah, we'll see what it is. It's a little bit disappointing because when I booked it, you were allowed to have fires, but when they sent the confirmation through last week, there was a note on it saying unfortunately due to the warm weather they weren't permitting individual fires. So I've got my little Primus stove with me. I've just filled up a fuel bottle. Got something nice anyway for dinner as well, one of my personal favourites, so I'm looking forward to it. And of course a few beers, bit of ranting, bit of moaning. Right, you'll not believe the instructions I've got here. I've got to look for a totem pole on my right. Yeah, I just do not. Oh, this is definitely how the other half live down here, innit? Oh, this must be a totem pole. Look at this. Wow.
Right guys, so I found the place really nice actually here. I've I literally got here and there was another bike parked here, and it was a guy called Vlad. He was tending to the bees. They've got like a, I should have asked him what it was called, but it's like a sort of outhouse with bees that live in under the wood, and they use it for de-stressing and relaxation. So he was saying that, you know, folks with autism or stress or stuff like that can come and they can sit in there and lie and they're surrounded by the bees, which, yeah, it sounds quite good. But then met the lady who was giving us a tour of the area, Bryony. She's really nice. Showed us all around, offered me, I was first here, apparently they've got a full campsite tonight with the school holidays, which isn't a problem because it's so, what do you call it, the pitches are so spread apart, it's not really an issue. So she said I can take whatever one I want, so she gave me a tour around. There's a communal area where you can have a communal fire, which I'll have later on. I've got my own little stove with me, and there's water. I brought my little what do you call it, bedrock, like a little coffin tent, but I'm just going to use my tarp actually, because I wasn't too sure of what the setup was. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll put my tarp up across there and have it so it's enclosed that way, and I've got privacy to sit here. So I'll get my shorts on, I'll do that, get set up, and then I'll take you on a tour around and show you the area. It's absolutely lovely here. I'm definitely glad I found this place, but she was saying that now they're more or less booked up for the season, so I'll have to look at it in advance next year, which is good because not doing the rallies anymore, it gives me more time for that. So yeah, absolutely perfect. And also you get like a wheelbarrow to wheel your stuff over. Yeah, good find. Right guys, just before you show you my setup for tonight, just look at this view behind me. That's what my pitch is looking out on. So you got like an old-fashioned sort of TP shell. Look at that. That's absolutely, like, this cost me £15 for the night. It's absolutely perfect. So glad I found it. Anyway, so that's my setup. I've just gone with my DD tarp, my Husa one, and I've gone with my FE Active cot bed and my jungle bag, sleeping bag. I have realised I haven't got a pillow because it's in with the inflatable mattress that I normally use, so I'll be fine. I'll use my my hoodie. I don't think I'll need it. It's warm enough tonight. So I've literally just put that paracord from the tree across the other one, and then I've used the guy lines that I fitted before just to stretch it out. I don't think it is going to rain tonight, but if it does, I'll be quite comfortable sitting in there. And also this pitch, I don't think they've all got it, but this pitch, there's a couple of like fold up chairs that have been left, so I don't even need to unfold my chair. Oh, I'm so stoked with this place. It's perfect. Let's just have a wander over here. yeah, I'm so happy with that pitch I picked. I was the first one here, so I got the pick of the bunch. I thought they'd been allocated, depending on how many people were in your party. So obviously it's me just by myself, so I thought I would have like just a single person's pitch. But that Bryony, the lady that showed me around, she says, no, you take your pick. So she gave me a tour, and I said, look, if there's families and that, you know, give me one that's the smallest one. And she showed me that, and that's absolutely perfect for me. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame you can't have fires, but as she said, she was considering changing it because obviously the weather's changed a little bit this week. We've had a bit more rain, but the ground's still quite dry. It doesn't really bother me that much, you know, it's not a problem, but you know, I think some people probably who aren't used to having fires are a bit of a risk, whereas it's something I do regularly, so for me it's not a big deal. But it's like the army, isn't it? If one person screws up, everybody has to get punished, so it's just a blanket no fires, which isn't a drama. Well, I'll just give you a quick tour. I'm not going to go fully round because there's a father and daughter pitching up on the other side of the woods, and I don't really want to disturb them by walking through their camp, so I'll take you down to the communal area, which is probably the last I'll head there today. So there's a little pond in the sort of centre of the woodland, but they've got a bit of an algae problem, which we have at work with our reservoir as well. It's just the time of year. So all the little pitches have got names, heckling hares. I'm not sure what mine's called. Yeah, there's a lot of algae on it. Yeah, there's just pitches everywhere really. So this is the communal part. What a cool place to sit and eat. So she said later on they might light the communal fire if people wanted to come over and cook their dinner on it and sit around and chat. Be honest, I'm so antisocial I probably won't bother, but just over there in that little building there's a long drop chemical toilet, and there's another one up at the top end of the wood as well. Yeah, I'm going to get some water because I need some water from dinner tonight, and also I want to get the beers chilling. Nice and quiet now, but I think she said there's quite a few kids turning up later, and to be honest I ain't got a problem with that. Like, you're only young once and all. If there are kids playing and jumping around, it's nicer that they're having fun here rather than causing trouble out in the streets and things. I loved like this as a kid. Actually, this is quite similar to what I used to do as a kid, but obviously it wasn't official camping. It was farmers who didn't really know about us being there. She is. I could see myself living like that, to be honest. I'd have to get a trailer for my bike though. Do what Terry does, have a camper van and a bike. Just live in the camper van and tow the bike. Yeah, so there's mine, Duck's Delight. you know, as grateful as I am for this chair, I might put up my own chair, because this is a bit too formal. Feels like I'm at work. I like the sort of slouchiness of the other one. And then I promise it's beer o'clock. So that's me. I'm really chuffed with this setup. I'm actually reasonably tidy for a change. Apart from my peg bag, which I forgot. Yeah, comfy chair. These chairs are alright, but they're a bit too stiff backed for my liking. So I'm going to have a beer and chill, I think. Oh, it's a nice feeling, isn't it, just to be set up here, just listening to other people banging their tent pegs in. Oh, seems to be quite a lot of aircraft about as well, helicopters and single engine thingies. Yeah, but anyway, well, old favourite. My camera battery died there just as I was raising my can, so I'll do it again. Cheers. Best part of the camp. So anyway, folks, I'm not going to go wandering around too much, because it's not fair on other folks that are here for the same thing, just to relax and avoid people. So I'm going to chill here for a couple of hours. Maybe catch up on some stuff on my phone, and I'll come back to you in a bit when I'm making some dinner. See you later. How inviting does that look, just to head off for that distant wood over there. It's like the paintings that you used to see in your grand's house, wasn't it, of the like the hay weighing, or those sort of scenic things with the sun sort of on the thing, that you just felt like jumping into the painting. Yeah, oh, it's so nice here. It's got really busy as well, but busy but private as well, if that makes sense. I mean, I've got now people to that side and that side, but far enough away that I don't hear them, you know. Yeah, it's like it's such a good, nice little setup, this place. Anyway, we'll make dinner. So dinner tonight, I know I've done it before, but it's one of my favourites, fish and chips. Friday in it, you gotta have fish and chips on a Friday. I'm not sure if it needs it, but I'll top it up with petrol anyway. Oh, this is the beauty of this stove, just having a ready fuel source. You know, you don't need to worry about bringing extra gas canisters or anything like that. Seems to light on the button. It is actually quite handy having these chairs. I'm sure there's people on the other side wishing they'd remember to bring their chairs. Still, possession is 9/10 of the law. So I am actually going to peel these potatoes after saying last time I never peel potatoes anymore. I've just found lately peeling chips, they make them a little bit more crispy. Don't really matter, I suppose. So I'm just going to let them parboil for a few minutes. You're not actually cooking them fully, you're just parboiling, so that when you do deep fry them, the centers are cooked. You've seen the drill, you know you've seen me do it before. Yeah, has got quite busy here, but I'm glad I've set up my tarp like this because it's total privacy. To be honest, I don't think people are really that fussed and come and talking to you. What am I sound like? I sound like a complete antisocial twat. I'm not. I just like being left alone. Right. Cheers. Old speckled hen. So while waiting on the chips to deep fry, we'll get the batter prepared. So I've literally just brought some plain flour from home. I wasn't going to risk bringing a bag of flour because knowing my luck, it would have burst in the bag, or if I put it in a little plastic self-sealed bag, knowing my luck, I would have got stopped by the police and arrested for being the flour dealer of Essex. So I've got some flour in this. So traditionally for British fish and chips you'd be having cod or haddock or some similar sort of fish. I'm going to use bassa, which is, I think it's a river fish. It tends to be a lot cheaper, and I think it's a lot more sustainable than your cod or your haddocks. That we all know about overfishing and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I've had this before and it's perfectly fine. I think it's primarily like sort of Asian type fish, like Vietnam or that. So the batter I'm going to make is the way I've always done it, with a bit of beer and flour. Now you don't want to go mad with putting too much liquid in, because the last thing you want is your batter to be too runny. What you're looking for is a consistency like custard almost. So little and often is best. You hear a lot of people make their batter like in advance, but to make it nice and light, you want all the air bubbles still in it, which is why I tend to make it as late as I can, i.e. just before you're going to cook with it. So you don't want to overwork it, just keep doing it nice and gradual and build up a nice like sort of, yeah, as I said, custardy consistency. Yeah, that's about perfect, I reckon. And don't worry about the little lumps, because they'll be the nice little crunchy bits, nice little air bubbles when it's time to put it in. Perfect. So I'll just stick my nice fillet of bassa in there now. I should have got some latex gloves, shouldn't I, to stop it getting all over my fingers. Never mind. Tipping that waterway was definitely a life-threatening event. That was hot. Obviously, because boiling. I should have brought a like a colander thing, so I'm just going to rough these up a bit. Yeah, they can. Oh. Then I've just got some nice pure and simple vegetable oil. vegetable oil, sunflower oil. Yeah, I know I said before olive oil don't really do it, but I've used olive oil in the past and there's never been a problem. Yes, dare I risk it with them all? Let's just go for it. There we go. What could possibly go wrong? That's taken a lot longer than I thought, but my chips are finally done. A lot of them seem to have broken up. I think it's because just trying to do it in this really small pot. It's time to get me fish in. So when you're putting your fish in, you don't want to just drop it in. You want to put it in nice and slowly, so it shouldn't stick to the bottom. That's the idea. And also, if you've got some batter left over, why not make some scraps? Take a moment to appreciate this. Let's try a bit of fish. So definitely one of my favourite dinners. I even raw buttered roll, so let's do each buddy. Absolutely stuffed after that dinner. That was really nice actually. As usual, I made far too much. But I'm gonna sit here, have another beer and chill, I think. Neighbour's got a bit of music on, which is actually quite nice music, so it's not too bad, to be honest. Just nice. It's 10:30, whispering because there's folks not too far from me. So, I know I don't sleep, I've got to be as respectful as other people do. Anyway, I'm going to get into bed now and watch some stuff on my phone, so I'll see you tomorrow.
I've left the campsite in a long time, but I'll be awake like quite a while. So I mean, I slept a few hours, so it wasn't too bad, but